Do you want a free gift or cosmetic from the item shop?
Yes.
Well, I'm now gifting new subscribers every day. Simply make sure you hit the big red button and turn on all notifications, and let me know in the comments your Epic Games ID as well as what you'd like to receive off me from the item shop. Want to support me even further by entering code FRIENDLYMACHINE in the item shop? Well, make sure to do so now if you're thinking about it, considering this season soon launches and I'm going to be gifting tons of you guys who are subscribed to the channel and comment your Epic Games ID down below this brand new battle pass. Throughout the seasons that have passed in Fortnite, there's been multiple theories, even in our prior map obviously, about a Fortnite flood occurring and being the ultimate theme, underwater based, of that next upcoming season. However, this has never occurred, but it's looking more likely than ever now due to a ton of leaks and a ton of information subtly teased that we've only just discovered in our new map right now that's been here since day one, over 100 days ago, or what will be 128 days existing in our map when Chapter 2 Season 2 comes around. Now, as we're not seeing a live event this season, and obviously we have clues in terms of developments being made to some sort of storyline, whether a small Easter egg or a big part of it, with everything turning into gold, it looks like this event's going to be happening in the next cinematic trailer, and let's just say all the proof pointing toward this we're going to be discussing in today's video, so you guys won't want to miss anything. And toward the end of the video we even have Ninja's opinion on Chapter 2 Season 2 and this flood occurring, which is honestly quite shocking considering he's just got his own emote in Fortnite and has never really spoken bad about the game, but wait until you see what he has to say. Up until now in Fortnite Chapter 2 we've not really seen anything develop or sustain in terms of a storyline map change. Obviously we've seen the Fortnitemares update with the implementation of the Storm King boss in the Storm King LTM forest to defeat, grind XP and earn some free rewards, and also the Winterfest Christmas 2019 event occurring soon after, sweeping the map eventually entirely covering it in snow, obviously giving us some new locations, POIs or actual structures on our map, with snowstorms frequently occurring more so toward this event's end. But now it looks like the map, well, is going to be flooded in one way, shape or form, and the possibilities we're just about to go over before we explain the context behind why we know at some point there's likely to be a Fortnite flood based off the Easter eggs that everybody's just recently found. This strong context or theory came about in the second chapter of Fortnite on our new map from somebody posting this originally on Reddit 2 days ago. He posted the following: "Anybody ever noticed this spells Noah?" And as you can see from me actually marking out the letters now, obviously that he's referring to making up the word Noah, you can't miss it once you've seen it, but you might not be able to see it at first hand. This is on the outskirts of Holly Hedges, as you can see on the mini-map, and if we go there and obviously build up, we can see the exact same thing, in case you guys obviously wanted to view this in-game for yourself to perhaps determine or decipher any more cryptic secrets. In terms of how this Noah sign obviously infers or implies we're going to be seeing a Fortnite flood or revamp to our map in terms of what's contained on it, is the actual definition of Noah or the story of this itself in the Bible. If we search up Noah definition on Google, it states the following: an Old Testament patriarch who built the ark in which he, his family and living creatures of every kind survived the flood. The key point here being the fact that a flood was involved, as many of you guys already would have known anyways from this being taught early on in either kindergarten or preschool, wherever you're from. Now, in terms of how this will link to our storyline, obviously something as big as this would need to, but what will it actually involve and what will it be wiping out, considering this happened to make the world start fresh or basically get rid of all the evil in the Bible? But would this apply the same in Fortnite by wiping out all of the alter ego variants, being the evil versions of all the battle pass characters we currently see? I highly doubt this is the case, considering I believe if something like this happens, also which is teased in the Season 1 trailer, it would be at the hands or actually planned out by the Chaos Agent, as he's the puppet master pulling the strings behind everything storyline related or development related in terms of map changes in Fortnite Chapter 2. The tease itself in this particular trailer is where Ripley goes to drink out of this lake and obviously sees a bus sewage pipe spewing out what seems to be a contaminated Kevin the Cube liquidized form that we know is being harnessed the power of at Kevolutionary Energy. But this isn't in our map right now and has never made an appearance throughout any of Fortnite Chapter 2 Season 1, obviously leading us to believe, theorists out there, that this is linked directly to what happens then in the next season trailer. Another theory in terms of how this could happen, considering we actually see boats not of the arc size anyways, is based around the idea of this dam breaking, obviously then not filtering the water through at a correct rate to stabilise the lake flow leading down to slurpy swamps, obviously creating an entire floody, swampy moor or marshy area. This would make sense to flood one area or one vicinity, particularly an entire named location of our map, instead of it all like BCC trolling portrayed in their thumbnail, as this would completely diversify too much the playstyle we've been seeing to be more ultimately reliant on boats in terms of our transportation method. Slurpy Swamp is also kind of more so flooded or contaminated than any other part of the map, and because of this it would only add to the marshy or swampy effect of this particular vicinity. One of the last loading screens we can unlock, being the only factors this season that have portrayed our storyline, shows our characters obviously causing damage yet fleeing the area of this dam or down from it in a boat, whilst Alter obviously tried to capture and take captive the EGO or Ego team. Our Epic Games right here trying to imply that the dam will be destroyed at some point, considering the amount of damage that is going on or will go on foreshadowed in this loading screen to be perhaps an event that is upcoming. I guess we're yet to know. The third and final theory now that people are speculating will be the case more so than any other before we actually get Ninja's opinion on this whole situation, which is shocking, so make sure you still watch until the very end, is the fact that we're going to see a completely random tsunami wave on the outskirts of our map caused by a giant normal fish that we can catch in the water of uncommon rarity. That's right, one of these giant green goldfish. The reason for this being is because, well, in the files there's a poster called The Legend of Craggy Cliffs, and as you can see, it clearly displays that, well, there's at least one of a kind monster or mutation out there due to everything that's been pushed into the water, whether it's Slurpy Swamps or even Kevolutionary Energy's Steamy Stacks factory, turning a normal fish into a giant one. In terms of this fish creating a tsunami, it perhaps could swim closer to our Battle Royale map right now that we've newly been transported to in Chapter 2, and along with that happening due to the size of this particular mutated creature, as it swims closer and closer with the current it's causing, this may even cause the tsunami wave itself or be a large contributing factor toward it. Nothing is confirmed right now, however, in terms of if this will even be happening, but this is our only Easter egg that everybody's recently going on about, considering, well, this popular topic is obviously something that's been talked about for seasons happening now, whether it's flooding our entire old map or particular parts of it, and now has transitioned into Chapter 2. The only doubt in my mind in terms of this happening and not being hype, even though people have been hyping up a Fortnite flood for seasons, is based around what Ninja has to say about Season 2 of Chapter 2, and let's just say it's not what everybody would have expected, and honestly, as he goes on to talk furthermore, it gets more shocking, so make sure to stick around until the very end of this clip, because you guys will definitely want to hear it right here from the horse's mouth, one of Epic Games' most trusted streamers or influencers in our community that was the first to receive out of influencers or streamers a Fortnite skin and emote, which honestly makes what he has to say right here even more further shocking. If you enjoyed today's video, before I showcase that clip, however, make sure to slap a like in it down below and subscribe to the channel with all notifications turned on so you never miss any future updates or uploads here on the channel. Hopefully I can recognise you guys also remaining active in the future comment section of my videos to come, and I'm out. Have an amazing rest of your day or night wherever you are, whenever you're watching. Have a good one, take it easy, and before I end off, make sure to let me know your opinions on what Ninja has to say here in the comment section down below, and peace out.
After them releasing the engine, so like the engine's out, we're playing on it, I think the season is going to be very pretty average. And by average I mean I don't think it's going to be as godly and god tier as people think it needs to be now. After seeing Epic and a lot of other, like, you know, super Epic fans and supporters tweeting out things like, don't overreact, this update's not going to change Fortnite that much, you know, the engine's not going to change Fortnite that much, blah 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 blah, and now here we are and we're playing on the engine right now currently. I don't understand at all what Epic is doing. Like, I have no idea what their game plan is. To make the community wait 110, 120 days to add any mobility, they finally threw us a bone, tossed us a launch pad for content, but to really, like, honestly, what feels like deprive everyone of what they're used to, which is a lot of updates, a lot of new weapons, a lot of content, and then for the physics engine to be not as drastic as we all thought the change was going to be. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're gonna do. The hell was that, dude? What was that interaction? with the information that we're given right now, I don't see anything crazy happening. I don't see any crazy map changes. Epic has never just completely changed and blown up a map like for one season, like this early on in, you know, like it usually throughout the entire season something is happening which leads us to a huge map change. There hasn't been any storyline this season. It's just been like little events, you know what I mean? Well, we're now in the Valentine event, and there was a Christmas event, and then there was a Halloween, was like pretty cool. But like nothing that really was affecting the map and changing it, you know? No cube, right? There was no cube, there was no floating island, there was no monster tracks, there was no big massive robot being built in a volcano, there was no, right? So like, I mean, maybe they'll be able to do it, but I find it very hard to believe that within the next 12 days, Epic's going to be able to like hype some crazy shit up that's going to change the map and really make Fortnite Chapter 2, Season 2. Yes, they've added silly little things like the mech and the airplanes and stuff like that, but they ended up nerfing the airplanes towards the end of the season, and it was tolerable. Some people even missed the airplanes. The mechs were complete shit, probably the worst thing they've ever added. But then they gave us a whole new canvas, but now it's up to them to prove that they know what they're doing. This new season is going to be really huge, man. But personally, I can't help but seeing it. I'm seeing a lot of people tweet it too. I feel like they put themselves in a position where if this does not do well, or if it isn't like incredible, people might not, you know, it's like one of those, like, it's like the last straw thing. But I also believe that Epic our Fortnite will never go away. Like, I don't think this game will ever struggle